Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Okay.
You got
Welcome
thanks.
to and look forward to the sequel hosted by Anastasia Laserbeam Cake.
But yes, welcome.
two.
Yes, two real monsters. No,
R2, D2.
Yeah. And then there's three zombies attack.
three. No, yes. So this is Wrestling X Pound Radio, though you couldn't tell by the banta. I am your host, Marcus Shadow. Joining me, of course, the usual group of knuckleheads: James Phoenix.
Hello.
Chris the Mole.
Hello.
Stay-at-home gamer, Richter Hammer.
Hi, everybody.
And our special guest this week, the Queen of Hearts.
How is she a special guest? She's in half the episodes. She's a regular.
On WXR, really?
Yes. That's why we have two formerly used still title images, one with her and one without her.
Fair enough.
Really? I don't see you on the tick or on the top of a board.
Oh.
Up with your head. Here I am.
But anyway, since we're in a live format, as you people well know, if you've watched our previous episode, we're just going to talk about shit that happened this week. So, yeah, who wants to kick it off and talk about Raw? Because I know y'all have lists. I don't. I just know it happened. And I know it was okay.
I'll say, in my opinion, the overarching thing with Raw this week is it was all over the place.
Yeah.
There was moments where it was great, moments where it was shit, and moments where it was, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, the category of good, I will give it to Vince McMahon, or McMahon, however you want to pronounce it.
Yes, that was
Dave-
hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh,
Damien Sandow dressed as Vince McMahon. And he did the impression
I
better
thought
than...
that was stupid.
Yeah, he did the impression better than I've seen anyone do that impression of Vince before, with the wig and the walk and the suit. It was brilliant.
Although I believe it was Yumel who mentioned while we were watching it that he wasn't quite doing the strut right.
Yeah, he didn't do the strut as much as some people have, but he got everything else perfect and not over the top.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, DX. I'm sorry, when Triple H was doing the whole ear thing, first time funny, but when he overused it to the point where, yeah, the DX doing the McMahons was not that good to watch.
Sorry, I had to look a picture of it because I hadn't seen it. That's awesome.
Yeah, although, well, did we ever decide who was the face and who was the heel in that match?
For me personally, it was Damien Sandow. In
Was
terms
fake.
of the WWE, it was Great Khali.
Ah.
Because if you notice, you can tell whether or not Khali is face or whether or not he's heel. If he's heel, the commentators will talk about, oh my god, it's the giant monster Khali. If he's face, they will address him as the Punjabi playboy.
True.
Like playboys can't be evil.
Not when
Clearly
they're
they never met
Punjabi.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Nice.
And it seemed like to
Sorry,
me WWE,
that reference is outdated as well.
just a little, but it seemed like to me WWE couldn't decide who they wanted to face and who they wanted to heel because Stephanie called Lee on Sandown. It's like, but isn't Stephanie supposed to be heel?
And Stephanie's a heel, but to be fair, heels hate heels and faces hate faces before now, and she only did it because he was insulting her family.
Yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense for her to send out another heel? Just saying.
Possibly. But I'm guessing they did it as a face because the crowd would cheer Great Khali doing the brain chop. Oh god, my god, one brain chop and that was it. He didn't even get to put up a fight.
Nope,
Although I
because
did
Sandow's a
point
joke
out-
now.
Yeah, but I did point out beforehand, did you notice Stephanie's segment seemed to be recorded earlier backstage? My guess is they recorded it backstage so she didn't have to come out there because she'd be laughing too hard at what Sandow was doing.
Maybe, yeah.
and they wanted to sell the outrage.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
But yes, that was the first one on my list.
Okay.
Mr. Phoenix.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the first one on my list because I actually saw all of Raw this week, unlike a lot of weeks where I'm at work until the last half an hour or so. So I did get to see a lot of good things on Raw. And the thing that, of all the things, even more so than another thing I will mention later, and everybody knows what it is, but even more so than that thing, the thing that really I marked out for, and I don't mark out for stuff in wrestling much anymore because I usually know what's coming, but I marked out for this.
Except for every week.
Yeah, well. Anyway. Fine. But I actually literally marked out this because as soon as when it first happened, I'm like, wait, what is that? And then I realized a minute later, I'm like, yes! So I am very pleased to announce that we can finally feel justified when we put our hands over our hearts and in a loud, clear voice say, "We the people."
Yeah.
Jack Swagger officially face-turned with Zeb Coulter to take on Rusev and Lana, which, thinking about it, is could, if they let them actually wrestle, be a really good feud. Because Jack Swagger is an NCAA wrestling champion, and Rusev is known for his great mat wrestling skills as seen by people like Bold that actually watch NXT and NXT. So, if they let those actually get on the mat and wrestle, that could be a really good feud.
Yeah, that could be pretty good. And I liked the face turn because, as I pointed out, as I said to Marcus, I'm not sure if you were on at the time, and then when we were discussing.
I was not.
But I said that was a great way of turning him face. And as I've mentioned in the past, I love him having the manager because Swagger is great in the ring, in my opinion. He just sucks on the microphone, so it's cool that he has someone to back him up. And that was a great way of turning him. My only thing with that is I said the thing I would have liked more would have been if it had been Kurt Angle coming out, but still,
that would have
that's
been
more
amazing.
of a dream. That's more of a dream right now, but that's still a great way of turning him face.
I've got a dream.
And now he's for America.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, he was always for America. He was just an asshole about it before. Now he's okay about it. But yeah, I
He
really
was
like
for America, but not for your America.
Fair enough. But it was because when it first happened, and I'm like, okay, the way Lana was going on, I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna come out here and interrupt this and stand up. Who's this gonna be? Like, they already beat Biggie. It probably won't be him. I'm like, is it gonna be a Sergeant Slaughter cameo where they beat him up to make Rusev look strong? Is it gonna be, what's it gonna be? And then and I'm like, wait, what the hell is Swagger doing out here? And it took me a minute until Coulter walked out behind them, and I said, oh, that's right, he's not an American. They're gonna, yes.
It should have been the American dude or the American guy, the guy that was never actually showed, but they had promos for him. What the hell was his name?
Oh yeah, that dude, the USA guy.
Yeah, it should have been
Yeah.
him. That would have been a great.
Should have been. Unfortunately, he got fired. But that would have been interesting if it was him. Yeah, I don't like it. No, you know what? It should have been Mr. America. That's who it should have been.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious and horrible.
Yeah, or Rey Mysterio in his Captain America outfit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Or Hacksaw Jim Duggan with a flag.
No.
Then they'd feed him to Rusev, though.
No.
Or some of Adam Rose's people, because they're dressed as Captain America too.
No, Marcus Shaw, the word you're looking for is not no. The word you're looking for is ho!
Oh,
No,
hi
this is the
Stacey,
word
when
I was
did you get here?
Bazinga.
I believe the word I was looking for was no.
Didn't Daniel Bryan chant
No. Oh, sorry.
Tomko, no.
that?
No.
Richter, give me a beat.
No.
Exactly. Speaking of which, unrelated note here, am I the only one that said that Christian is now relegated to pre-show panel status?
I say yes and no.
Is he injured?
Not that
He
I know
may-
of.
Probably
He
is
may-
now that the Wyatt's got at him.
Yeah, Christian may be injured, but if
Christian.
Christian, and if Christian's not injured, I will say having him on the Legends panel is actually pretty good because he's actually getting props of being on the same type of panel as people like Shawn Michaels, Booker T, and stuff who've been on there, which means they're actually showcasing his legacy more, if that makes sense. Which means if they do use him in the ring, he's got more credibility because it's getting past. Look, he's been a jobber for a while to people like Sheamus and Randy Orton. Look, we're actually highlighting his legacy. Now you can remember why he was good. That could be beneficial in the long term.
True, but this is also putting him on the same panel where we regularly see A-Rye.
And you don't think A-Rye's a legend?
No, I don't.
He's up there with Virgil.
That's true. Okay, then moving along.
But no, I was just arguing the case of I thought it was good because they always have A-Rye, but they have A-Rye when they have other legends. He seemed to fill the spot that was always occupied by Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels.
That's true.
Hey, that's kind of cool. We're actually showcasing Christian as a legend. I like that.
Yeah, I do kind of like that too. That's true. All right, so Tiff, Richter, or Marcus?
Does Tiff or Richter have anything to talk about for this week?
The only thing I saw, I'm pretty sure Jim was going to mention later.
I was going to, but if you want to mention it now, go ahead. If you want something to mention, I'm fine with it.
I haven't seen the clip yet. I saw a clip later, but I heard about from various sources that Jericho came back, which sounded pretty cool.
It was a fake out because basically they said, a big multimedia movie star superstar is returning tonight, and they showed the limo a couple of times. And then it started off and they had this big some flash pop Hollywood shit, and then awesome, I came to play, and the Miz came out and he was just in a white suit with a boa and shit and some sunglasses, and he was all Hollywood Miz and shit. And he came out to the ring, he started cutting a promo, and it was pretty awesome. And talking about how I came back because I need to teach you people to respect me and to know who I am. I'm a multi-million-dollar movie star. I'm the star of the Marine 4, He started going off on all this crap, and then in the middle of his throw was just break the walls down. People like marked out he did the jacket thing, and then he got in the ring with Miz, and Miz insulted the jacket, so Jericho took the jacket off, and then he code broke Miz, and then it got even more crazy awesome. Although I know Mole disagreed with this part, because then he grabbed the microphone and he goes, because at first Miz made the joke like, is this gonna be like your last tour where you come out and talk and say nothing for 3 weeks? So he code broke him without saying anything, and then the mic goes, damn, that felt good. I've been waiting for this for a long time. That's why I will say, welcome to Raw. Yes. And then the Wyatt shit went off, and then the Wyatts were in the ring. And they were like, oh shit, and the fans were like, this is awesome. And the Wyatts jumped Jericho and they beat the crap out of him.
Yep. Mole's notes on that subject would be, Miz did a better Hollywood Rock than The Rock.
Yeah.
Miz was fucking awesome in that role. I loved him in that role. My other thing was, the only reason I had a problem with the Wyatts was Miz v Jericho is a feud that writes itself and would be something great, but now it looks like basically Jericho's been left to deal with Cena's scraps, and Miz has just been completely forgotten about in yet another feud. Stop forgetting about Miz.
Mm-hmm.
He's like their Richter, they keep forgetting about him.
I was just gonna say
the
Richter.
Richter. Yeah, I did see the clip. I think it was from SmackDown where Miz interrupted him, and I assumed that the stuff you're talking about. I think that's part of his new intro where it shows like all the Hollywood stuff and then plays his.
I think it's part of his intro.
That happened again where they were doing the interrupt thing, and as soon as Miz came out, actually, he's like, hey, Jericho, how do you like it if you get interrupted and everything? Because Jericho had been talking, and then Miz hardly got into the ring, and that's where Jericho did his move from Raw on him again, and then he was just out cold.
Fair enough. Okay, so maybe they are building Miz Jericho.
Oh,
maybe it's a weird three-way feud.
Yeah, it might be a three-way based on the pay-per-view because it's Battleground and all the matches seem to be multi-man. Which, as long as Miz hasn't been forgotten, I'm for it.
So basically, it's going to turn into Miz and Jericho versus Wyatt in a handicap match.
Or it'll be Bray v Miz versus Jericho in a triple threat.
That could be.
With the Wyatts as lumber Wyatts.
Yeah, lumber Wyatt.
Lumber Wyatts. There's just two dudes out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I remember about the Jericho return, aside from the fact that only some of the people in the actual audience knew about it because someone had a Raw as Jericho sign, so they knew he was coming back. But for the most part, nobody knew he was coming back. Nobody expected it. And the one thing I always
you do realize when people conveniently have those signs, it's because the WWE hands them out, right?
Oh, is it?
It's either A, because WWE hands them out, or it's B, because some people carry them every week. Like in the crowd, there's an NWO and an Austin sign.
Yeah.
Fair
People
enough.
just bring the same shit every week, even if the people haven't been there in months.
But the one thing I always remember, because Mole's feed was a little bit ahead of mine, I remember Miz was in the ring talking, and all I hear in my headset is, "Holy fuck, Jeff! Holy fuck!" And then I saw the pyros, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Break the walls down!
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, "Oh shit! They kept that a secret. Wow."
Yep.
Jericho finally got his wish.
He did. And the other little thing I noted, Rick, which you'd be more pleased at, when Jericho took off the jacket and threw it down, with the jacket he had the more sleeveless one and shit. It reminded me more of his ECW look.
Lionheart.
So I figured you'd like that.
Nice.
Yeah, he had a sleeveless hoodie on under the light-up jacket.
Yeah, which it's not exactly like it, but it looked a lot like, you know what I mean? Like it was could possibly be referencing it a bit in the same way the light-up jacket was referencing the fact he came down in his debut in WWE dressed like a baked potato.
Yep.
Still my favorite moment.
Yeah.
See, my favorite with that wasn't him interrupting The Rock. Mine was the week afterwards when he interrupted The Undertaker. And the Undertaker, Big Show, looking at him, and the Undertaker's like, "Are you joking? You come down here with that Mickey Mouse goatee," and just starts to grip him a new one, and then he just backs off. And I'm like, wow, he has balls to not only interrupt The Rock, but then the next week to interrupt the two largest people on the show. I like that. I've always liked Jericho since WCW. He's awesome.
Yes, and his return inspired WWE.com to post a list of all the top Jericho returns.
Yep. Although it is disappointing he didn't use his signature armbar.
I know.
Which one?
Wait, he could. In our fairness, Jericho was being nice that night. He loaned Jack Swagger the armbar so he could throw Rusev out of the ring with it.
He did. But
that was more of an arm drag, but still.
Yeah.
So who else has something? Marcus, you haven't had anything yet.
That's pretty much all I remember from Raw was the Jericho thing. That was the big thing from Raw. Holy fuck, Jericho's back.
Or there's the thing which Marcus was annoyed at. Like, I thought it was a mistake. Why did they strip Paige of the title?
Oh god, yeah. Like,
I can appreciate it if it leads to a feud and Paige gets the title back.
Yeah, see, I wasn't too upset with the fact that they stripped her of the title. I was more pissed off at the fact that they took the title off her and gave it back to AJ.
Yep. Well, I'm pretty sure if we're going by Marcus Shadow's view of the world, that they stripped her of the title because apparently she has not shown any skill in the ring since being moved up to the main roster.
That's not what I said. I said I felt that they held her back because of the gimmick and the storylines and stuff, and not actually let her wrestle. So in my eyes, which I think is true, on TV she hasn't shown much because they haven't let her.
You also said that they also didn't have any faith in it at all.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that's what it would seem like if they, now that they've taken the title off her, if basically AJ gets the run and Paige just gets shafted. I'd be like, to me, that would feel like they almost have no faith in her. But if they actually go into a feud with this, okay, I can kind of forgive that.
Yeah, my thought is either A, it's going to go into a feud and maybe Paige gets the title back. But even if it doesn't, they still had enough faith to give her the title to basically lead the division while she was away. It's like during, like, say, the Attitude Era when Austin was injured and I think The Rock wasn't there and they gave the belt to Mankind to carry it for a while. It showed they had faith in him and was rewarding him for that and using him to carry it until the big face of that division came back. Nope.
And that's the other thing that annoys me, that they consider AJ the big face of the division. It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, well.
To be fair, name one division that got the face of it right.
NXT? No, I don't know.
True.
Well, in all fairness, the Usos are the tag team champions.
They are, after months of being jobbed out, and I don't even think there is a tag team division, is there?
Well, let's see. There's the Usos, the Wyatts, and yeah, that's about it.
And Rybaxel.
Oh, right, yeah, and Rybaxel and Goldust at Stardust and the fucking bullfighters, one of which is injured.
Yeah, we got the division of 4. They've picked one. They had one in the 4 channel.
Those are good odds.
That's because they fired one of the tag teams.
They did.
Brilliant WWE.
They did. But
yeah, that did annoy me. Thank you for reminding me of that, Mo.
it's fine. And piggybacking off that, I will also say Diva News. Over here, on this side of the pond, if you want to, as some people like to say, if any of you in the European or UK section, July 20th on E! Network, we're getting Total Divas, Season 1 from the very beginning, and yes, I shall be watching that. So which means every week I will probably be talking about Total Divas on here.
Fair enough. I think it's important to report on.
It is.
Fair enough.
So, who has something else?
Does anybody have anything else to report through the rest of the week? Because I do have something for last night that I saw last night, but I figure we'll kind of go in chronological order here.
Well, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff, but it's off-show stuff, so it's not necessarily time-dependent in the week, so... I figured we get through all the televised stuff first, then we go with the non-televised stuff.
Sure.
I will
think
just
if
say,
we already started talking about SmackDown,
Yeah.
I think you can probably...
Yeah,
Say
Mole's the
something
only one
about
that
it.
really watches SmackDown here. Anything happen on SmackDown, Mole?
I wasn't mentioning SmackDown, but yeah, I was going to say the only thing I was going to say from Raw is I actually like the idea of the multi-men title matchup with Orton, what's his name, Roman Reigns, Cena, and I forgot the 4th guy.
Kane.
That's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be
yes,
Kane!
Kane, because it felt a little tacked on and put together at like the last minute, but they've got a whole month to develop this, and I like those 4 in that environment because there's so many combos they can do leading up to that during the month of like Cena v Kane or Roman Reigns v Kane or Cena v Roman Reigns or Orton v everyone. It's awesome.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it could work.
So what did you see last night, Marcus?
I saw ROH,
Ah, how was that?
Ring of Honor. It was on the local channel. I wasn't expecting it to be on. I was just flipping channels. I was like, wait, ROH has a televised event? Watching that. And it was War of the Worlds, I believe is what the event was called. I don't know if it was a special or not. It was 1 hour long.
Starring Tom Cruise.
No, that's the 3-hour version.
But yeah, I didn't watch it from the beginning because I didn't realize it was on until later. So it was about 15-20 minutes in. It was actually a pretty damn good event. I mean, it's ROH, so it's completely indie and completely looks like ECW, but still. Except I think they had a larger crowd, but
ROH.
it was actually
And the fact that the guys in the ring look like they actually belong in the ring.
And they probably
much.
pay their people.
Yeah, the 2 matches I saw were pretty good. I don't remember who was in the first one because I'm not too familiar with the ROH people. But the one that really sticks out in my mind is the tag team title match, which I have to say, since when did ROH get 2 tag team belts and merge them? Because the tag team champs came out, I swear to God, with 2 sets of belts. I'm like, wait, they had to? They had enough to make 2 belts? Really?
I know, it's weird watching a wrestling division where they've actually got multiple tag teams. It's weird. It's unnatural.
But yeah, so I assume they merged it. Yeah, I assume they merged the belts, the World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions or something like that. But it was what's the tag team's name? Is it the Young Bucks? That's right. Was the tag team champs facing off against the former tag team champs, Red Dragon.
Yeah.
And that was actually a pretty damn good match. They did a few moves that I want to see in the game now, in like a WWE game.
Was Red Dragon managed by Anthony Hopkins?
No, he was managed by some guy who managed to look more indie than ROH.
Again, I say Anthony Hopkins.
He hit him with the fava beans. The fava beans.
Young
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, maybe.
He's eating him up out there. Oh, God.
No, but this guy came out. He had like like the bucket o' stuff like Ricardo Rodriguez did for Alberto Del Rio. But what he would do is he got in the ring and he actually had like this big ass like vinyl sign thing that he rolled out that had like the names of the tag team on it and stuff. Like so when they announced, Red Dragon, he'd go poof and like throw it out and hold it up. It was hilarious. Like it looked so like low budget and indie. It was hilarious. It was awesome. But like one of the Young Bucks, and these guys were smooth and flush with all of their moves and stuff and their hits. But the guys were outside the ring, and the Young Buck was in the ring. He ran at the ropes, and in one motion jumped up to like the second rope, and then flipped over the top rope to land on the other guys. And I was like, wow, that's kind of impressive. But the double team move for the Young Bucks, their double team finisher, is basically a spike tombstone. And I'm like, I want that in the game.
Like I've mentioned before, imagine Ring of Honor with WWE's budget.
Yeah.
But NXT is the main show instead of Raw.
Yep.
Yeah. But here's the double team that I think Richter will get a kick out of.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Young Bucks are in the ring with the other team, and they hit one of the Red Dragons, and it knocks him for a loop, and he's kind of staggered there. They pick up the other guy, invert him, and drop him in his partner's arms, so like he's in like a tombstone hold. Right. And then they turn around, and they sweep kick the other guy, so he tombstones his own partner.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that was impressive. I want that in the game now.
There you go.
But yeah, that was a really good match. Really, really good match. It got the "This is awesome" chant.
Nice.
But yeah, I was actually impressed with ROH. Like I said, I actually kind of expected it to look less indie, to be honest, because they've been around a while and they're pretty well known. But the caliber of talent, at least what little I saw, was actually pretty good. And I'm like, really? We need some of these guys in more mainstream stuff.
Did they at least look more indie than the Crystal Skull?
Yes, it did. Good. Also, does Matt Hardy work for two companies?
Probably.
Because
Ring of Honor does take guys from other companies before now to, like on dual contracts.
Because he is still their Icon champion. I guess that's what they're calling the Icon title. And they were promoting future stuff during the show, as wrestling promotions do. And he was promoted in a future match. And I thought he went back to TNA, so I was like, oh wait, he works for both of them? Okay then.
Maybe it's part of his like promotion or something.
Maybe. But yeah, I'd love to see our ROH with a budget, because I'll admit the Young Bucks costumes looked kind of cool. They kind of looked like a modern take on Ultimate Warrior's outfit, because they had like leg tassels and shit. But for the most part, the outfits and stuff did look kind of indie. It looked kind of, low budget.
They were creator wrestlers, is what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
I also like the fact he says it's a modern take on Ultimate Warriors because they had tassels and didn't think out of Paul London.
No. This was not Paul London. This was Ultimate Warrior style tassels, like big bulky fucking tassels.
He had them at one point.
Not that bulky. They had like the tassels on their arm and stuff. They literally look like what would happen if the Ultimate Warrior had a love child with Fandango.
Oh, dude, too soon to make an Ultimate Warrior joke. Too soon.
If Fandango had the warrior spirit run through him, literally.
Yeah.
Besides, who the fuck actually remembers Paul London?
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
I more remember Billy Kidman, but I do remember Paul London.
Yeah, London was cool.
Paul London was fucking awesome. And I still stand by the fact he was the guy that blew up Vince if the original had gone through.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my smiling, right?
Yeah, that big grin when everyone else is serious. Like, what the fuck?
There you go. But yeah, that's my report on, that's my report on ROH. Does anyone else have anything for televised stuff before we let Jim talk for half an hour?
Just curious. I'm pretty sure this was last week, but the Vicky Guerrero was last week, right? Not this week.
That was last week, yeah.
It was the week before. Okay.
But this week on the WWE Network, they are showing a tribute special to her.
Oh, okay.
Or they did, rather.
Yeah, the Vicky Guerrero thing was both kind of funny, but at the same time, kind of like, the fuck?
I just found the Vicky Guerrero thing dumb.
I just like that she left with Eddie's music. That was the only part I liked.
She came out to Eddie's music and stuff, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see her come out. I just saw her leave.
Yeah, she did.
But I didn't know she was actually like leaving. So I
Yeah,
was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
which that was great, like in the leave of Eddie's music. But I still say it's almost disrespectful at the same time to have Eddie's music play when someone is doing the gestures and shit when they're supposed to be covered in shit.
And it's also disrespectful because as fucking I think it was either Chavo Sr. or one of the other brothers put out a statement online basically saying that that they felt it was bullshit that happened because Vicky Guerrero's not a true Guerrero. She hasn't said jack shit to them or anyone else in the family since Eddie died, and is basically just living off the name.
I would argue, yes, she has, because she speaks to her children, who are Guerreros.
Ooh, Guerrero owned.
Nice. That's a meme now.
That's what Rick do.
That's what Rick do.
Exactly. Okay then, moving along to other things that happened. I'll just read them and you guys can comment on them.
I need to make that so it can show up as my.
You
picture
totally do.
in the Google Hangout. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're supposed to comment on your thing, but you didn't comment on ours.
Yeah.
I commented on yours.
And Yaz.
No, you didn't, but that's cool.
Yes, I did, but okay.
Sometimes.
Now, children.
Yay, fireworks.
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm sorry, but as the shortest one here, you have no right to call anybody children.
Yes, I do. I'm the oldest one
Yeah,
here.
he's the
Therefore, I
oldest
have
one.
every right to call everybody in here except for Richter children.
One
Because Richter's the same age.
Yeah, but you're only the oldest because you have the same disease Jack had.
Huh? Okay, then. Well, fuck you.
And thank you. I'm here all day for pop culture references.
Anyway,
And again, also outdated.
yeah, pretty much.
Delayed.
That's the night of outdated references.
I guess. Jim, flap your gums while we pretend to care.
Well, fuck you too. Anyway, item number 1 on the list, WWE Diva Emma was fired and rehired within 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Apparently
And
earlier
then
in the
wasn't
week,
it pending?
apparently earlier in the week she was caught shoplifting an iPad case from a Walmart,
Hmm.
Yep.
and WWE fired her. But upon retrospect, they rehired her back because apparently there's somebody WWE has some type of a conscience, and they realize that if we're letting RVD do drugs and Orton beat his wife, we kind of look like dicks firing her for just walking out with an iPad case.
Actually, the reason they rehired her is because of the overwhelming backlash from the fans.
Yeah, okay.
Not because they had a conscience. I mean, come on, it's WWE.
Yeah.
True.
And yeah, I said the same thing when she got fired. And I was told she was fired. I was like, wait, she got fired for doing something that was like, what, $20, if that, maybe a little bit more. And basically, yet they still promote people like RVD, who was a poster child, literally, for drugs.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I think that stealing from Walmart, that's like Robin Hood, so it's okay.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
okay, because, yeah, exactly, that's okay. The drugs and stuff is not, and it's like, but that's promoted. The guy that was
Yeah.
the guy that took a shit in a diva's bag was WWE champion.
Yeah. Not only was he the WWE champion, he was the face of the WWE.
Yeah.
So that
Hell, a
happened.
guy that dressed up as one of your other employees and fucked a corpse, and also, as well as fucking a corpse, he also did Katie Vick. Boom! That's right, I called Stephanie.
Oh!
Basically, he's the poster child of WWE. What the kind of? What the hell's their logic is so fucked up? You can steal, you can do drugs. You can't steal. You can do drugs. You can beat women. You can you can shit in bags. You can do anything you want. Just don't steal an iPod case.
Yeah, pretty
We're
much.
Windows
you can
people
lie,
here. That's
cheat,
why we kept
steal.
using Microsoft box art.
Yeah, you can lie, cheat, and steal, just not an iPad case.
That needs to be a meme.
They need to take the piss with it next week.
Uh-huh.
Next week, Emma needs to be in a Divas match with an iPad case on a pole match.
I thought she was going to come out in like an orange jumpsuit or something.
Yes. And she
There you
gets the
go.
microphone and goes, "You thought I'd be arrested? It's okay. I have the same lawyer as Paris Hilton."
No, that's what she comes out, introduces Shaw Guerrero, and they form a tag team. A Divas tag
Yeah.
team.
When she comes out all in yellow, she comes out all in orange and introduces her new manager, Nails.
There you go.
Otunga.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. She needs to come out, and Tonga needs to come out and be like, I represent Emma.
I have cleared my client of all charges.
And it's
Yeah.
unlikely, but who actually remembers Nails?
I don't.
I vaguely remember Nails.
Nails was basically a guy they brought in as a criminal in like a orange jumpsuit for the sole purpose of feuding with Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
God, I'm outdated references.
Ah,
Hey.
that's okay. Hey. All right. Sit on it. Let me finish. So,
Sit on it. Okay, Nanu.
okay.
You didn't say what to sit on.
That was good. All right. The next thing on the list I have here, this isn't exactly big news, but somebody mailed a suspicious package to WWE headquarters that had a white powder in it. They had to evacuate the building for a while, but they did clear the package. Apparently, it was not dangerous.
And later RVD
Package
claimed
for
his thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, suspicious package that
Voicemail.
gave off white powder. What, Ric Flair's cock?
Daddy, it was shipped to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then. That
Before
happened.
you continue, everyone say goodnight to the Queen of Hearts.
Good night.
Time for Tiffy bye-bye. It's time for Tiffy bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us, Queen of Hearts.
Alright. See
Indeed.
you guys all later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
That's where she drew the line. Talk about Ric Flair's cock. She's like, oh, I'm done it, yeah.
That was it.
Especially the image of the white powder being dust because he can't produce semen anymore. He's so old. Nope, I'm done.
This is not how Dick in a Box works.
No. As far as a Flair, he doesn't have to produce semen. He just blades his dick and then the blood just shoots out.
Yeah.
That is a horrific image and hilarious.
Wow.
Oh man.
Anyway, other thing that happened is that this is
Hold on. If anyone's actually listening to this, make an animated GIF of that and please post it at xpound.proboys.com. Please.
And if you're doing that, also make an animated GIF of Mae Young's vagina making the same sound as Wheezy from Toy Story. just coughing the wheeze.
And white powder comes out.
Yeah.
yet another outdated reference.
Oh man.
Okay, next thing on the list. This is not totally confirmed, but it has been stated that Vince McMahon has said that he wants 8 figures worth of budget cuts from the WWE budget to make up for the whole network and TV deal debacle. The budget cuts include, thus far, supposedly, it's rumored that it includes the reasoning why the new season of Tough Enough is not premiered on the network yet, and it's debating as to whether shooting on that will begin. They don't know. They may cancel that to save budget. They've also canceled the SmackDown pre- and post show. They won't have that anymore. That's gone. And then you also might have noticed they did not have a post show after Money in the Bank this past Sunday. That was also to save budget.
And also, isn't it SummerSlam Access gone?
Yeah, some access is also gone. They also, again, they cut a lot of things that were costing money, like Barrett's Podium and the, what was the other thing? The freaking, the pyro for, what do you call it? I don't remember. what the hell it was.
Fandango?
Yeah, that was a Fandango's fancy shit. That was the one.
And
they
Adam
cut the
Rose.
extra. Yeah, and Adam, they also stopped using NXT guys for the Rosebuds. They started hiring indie dudes for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're cut a lot of budget cuts. Vince wants over 8 figures in budget cuts, so that's at least $1 million in budget cuts, which is a lot. So we'll see if they can pull it off.
Before you continue, I should probably mention this too as an on-air thing because nobody mentioned it, and it. While none of us really give a flying fuck, it probably bears mentioning, and that is it was revealed that John Cena is the cover for 2K15.
Indeed, he is. Indeed,
They revealed that on Raw.
He is, which it wasn't major news, but it looked like a good cover.
yeah,
Give
it's a
it
nice.
props, it looked like a good cover.
Yes, it was a
Well, like
nicely
I said,
designed cover.
It's not major news, but it is still news for the week, even though we don't really care.
No, you're right. It qualifies. It was a nice
But the
cover.
important news is, for once, when they showed off the new cover, it was on the PS4. It wasn't on the Xbox systems like they normally do.
Yeah.
Suck on that, Microsoft.
Momentum shift.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay.
It's probably because they didn't want to buy an Xbox One. Budget cuts.
Right. Probably.
Well, doesn't it still have online-only DRM? And
It does,
Wait,
and it
oh,
always
so-
watches them with Kinect, and WWE doesn't want them to use their images. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
WWE doesn't want anyone to watch him. We all know that.
Yeah.
So, wait, Mole, let me get this straight. Because they're cutting budget and want to save money, they buy the most expensive system on the market.
PS4's cheaper than Xbox One, unless you buy it without Kinect, in which case they're roughly the same price.
Yeah. Yeah, because Xbox One had a price drop.
Fair enough.
Only because they removed Kinect.
Yeah,
Right.
they cut out the.
So anyway,
Which means it
Moving
doesn't work, because, Kinect is always on.
yeah, I know. It's required.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jim's still here. Sorry,
Yeah,
continue.
we'll move on. Speaking of which, don't forget to check out the Set Gamers review of which Kinect game did you review, Richter?
Did I check out what?
Didn't you? Didn't you review one of the Kinect games?
Oh, yeah, the Super Samurai.
That's the one, Super Samurai.
Like a month ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Wow, outdated props. Or pity props.
yeah, moving on, and we'll see.
Repercussions.
Anyway,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
yeah, pretty much. So, moving on, I got some other bad news. If you're looking forward to see Wade Barrett anytime soon, I've got some bad news.
You're still here?
Ah. No, unfortunately, Wade Barrett underwent a ligament reconstruction surgery in his shoulder, as well as a distal clavicle resection where the end of the collarbone is shaved off.
Ooh.
The operation went very well. He's resting comfortably, but it's going to be a while before he can wrestle again, obviously.
I wonder if when he returns, the budget will be back.
Who knows?
That'd be a great return if just a podium rises up.
Yeah.
That means they're going to have to give him a new finisher, huh? Because he won't be able to do that finisher anymore.
The punch?
Yeah,
It
'cause it's
depends-
all in the shoulder.
Yeah, but it depends on which shoulder.
Well, I believe it was his right shoulder that was injured.
Yeah, plus, to be fair, a punch, they can get away with a punch. If he was still using waist landing, yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
still does use it, but not as a finishing move.
yeah, but all he has to do is basically spin his body and move the arm as he's spinning the body around, and as long as the dude sells the punch, he's fine.
I guess. I don't know. Just whenever I see him do it, it seems like he uses his shoulder to put a lot of himself into it to make the move look good. And if he doesn't,
He does.
if he doesn't have the shoulder, like, if he doesn't have the ability to move his shoulder like that and or the shoulder strength to do it, it's going to look really crappy.
True, but on the plus side, he'll probably still have more shoulder strength than Daniel Bryan.
I don't
Anyway.
know about that. Anyway, continue.
Daniel Bryan is still out and is going to probably have to have another surgery because he's had to strengthen his arm because it didn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
And
two
we-
more things. What's that, Mo?
To the and we weep.
Yep. Two more things. Number one, and this is a positive I think we can all agree on. Not that it was a bad before, but we all know, of course, about the a couple of weeks ago the removal of Josh Matthews from the WWE roster. We wish him well in his future endeavors. He was removed. And as a result of him being removed, Renee Young has permanently taken over as host of the Raw and pay-per-view pre- and post shows.
I am looking forward to seeing brother Joshua Cage as TNA champion.
Okay then.
But no, I prefer his replacement. His replacement, she's actually really good. She's done commentary, she's done interviews, she's done like the hosting of the stuff. She's pretty awesome. They need
Yeah,
to
she's
use
al-
her more.
Yeah, she's also a permanent commentator on NXT now, I believe.
That's what I just said about commentary.
Yeah, okay.
But they need to use her and JBL on commentary, get rid of Michael Cole and Joey Lawler.
I would tend to agree with that.
That day is past.
If you're going to put commentary, have Renee Young doing the play-by-play and put her with JBL and William Regal.
Yeah. It's like, hell, if you want to clear up a space on the commentary desk and you want to make budget restraints, simple solution. Stop paying for Joey Lawler's heart medicine.
Wow.
Oh man, I think that was the most morbid thing said so far.
Pretty much.
You know that guy? Nah, just let him die. It'll cut out some money. It's budget constraints. Jeez.
Wow.
It was best for business.
Yeah.
And I was only kidding because I assume his heart's better. Before, in case people think I was actually being serious. It was just
Yes.
That's his secret.
Yes. And the final piece of news on the list tonight, if anybody hasn't heard, John Cena may finally be turning heel, but not in the ring. And it is heavily rumored that in the upcoming Tina Fey, Amy Poehler film The Nest, John Cena will be playing the villain.
Just like he did in his divorce hearings.
Pretty much. So, basically the film is about Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, who play sisters, who are throwing one last huge party in their parents' old home before it is sold or torn down or something. What that has to do with Cena and who he's playing, I don't know, but he's rumored to be the bad guy, so...
Maybe they're doing it like 80s style and they can get back the right to the property in a wrestling match.
There you go. Maybe John. Well, it depends on if Cena's playing himself or he's playing somebody else. That's the question.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe he's playing himself and he just didn't pay for the housework again.
There you go.
Maybe he bought the house and he won't give it back because he's going to no-sell it.
Yeah.
And they're playing by
5 holes a
WWE
day.
City rules?
But no, that could be awesome. Tina Fey is awesome.
But the question is, that when that movie comes out, if John Cena is playing a bad guy in that movie, will that force WWE to heel turn him on the air?
No, because it's a comedy.
True.
My guess is it's a comedy, they can get away with it.
I don't know. There's some pretty evil bad guys in comedy. I mean, look at the principal from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, but the thing with comedies is because it's a comedy, it's not serious. Therefore, you can buy Cena as a heel, and people be like, "Oh, that's kind of a joke. He's playing a bad guy. Let's go see this comedy."
Fair enough.
And followed by lots of.
Yep.
So, Marcus, when will we be hearing the Shadow's Paw review of John Cena's new movie?
Yes.
How about never?
Ouch.
No, I don't
People
know.
want to hear it.
Never doesn't work for me. How about...
Yeah, the people want to hear it. And I know that for one simple reason.
Mm.
We the people.
I don't know. We'll see. I might just do it for lols.
You need to do it, and you need to be dressed in that hilariously wrong John Cena cosplay outfit that I showed you on with the guy reviewed on YouTube, the one that looked nothing like Cena's body.
There you go.
Yep. All right then. Well,
Is that it from you,
Marcus hosting.
Mr. Phoenix?
that's about it. The only other thing I'll mention that Bully Ray said in an interview he would go back to WWE in a heartbeat if Vince would have him. And
And Vince replied,
pretty much.
He said who?
Yeah.
yeah,
And
who's
I'll-
Bully Ray?
Yeah.
Is he in relation to Bubba Ray we used to have years ago?
And also, it's pretty much confirmed that that Roman Reigns versus Triple H showdown is probably going to get pushed back to Night of Champions, because that's when the 6-month WWE Network expires and it has to be renewed. So they want to have all the big names on the pay-per-views. People want to renew it. They're going to stack the deck. So initially, the thought process is that Night of Champions or Hell in a Cell will be close to WrestleMania 31, where the idea is to push Reigns into the top babyface spot of the company.
Wait. They're going to make Night of Champions one with big events and screw over SummerSlam, one of the big four? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, pretty much.
If they do that, the people watch SummerSlam after how bad WrestleMania kind of was and stuff, and how bad Royal Rumble kind of was and stuff like that. People will watch SummerSlam and be like, yeah, they can't even do that big pay-per-views anymore. I'm kind of done here.
Well, we already know the main event of SummerSlam is John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
Allegedly.
Sorry. I mean Brock Lesnar.
Again, no, allegedly.
Well, they're both on the poster. That's all we know.
Doesn't Paul Heyman have a DVD coming out?
He does. My name. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
My name is... Sorry.
DVD-wise, what's coming out soon, and one I do plan to buy soon. I want to get that WCW OMGs. But part of me is dreading it. Because it's the first WCW one, or one of the first ones since Triple H took over. And I know he didn't like WCW and he didn't like ECW. And yeah, the cover for the box itself is both Vince and Shane McMahon, which I agree was an OMG. But still, show the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Hogan turning heel was a much bigger OMG than that, because everyone and their mother knew that fucking WWE had bought WCW and they were going to probably appear on that night. That wasn't a shock.
Yep. Somewhere high on that list is going to be the fucking dog pound match, isn't it?
It might be. And Shockmaster.
Yeah, and the Shockmaster.
And Chucky, hopefully.
Hopefully Chucky, that'd be cool.
And
We want RoboCop. We want RoboCop. Why is that so, like, stupidly awesome?
Because it's RoboCop, it's awesome.
That's gotta be Murphy. That's gotta be Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, well, here you go.
The new RoboCop in the black outfit will be replacing Seth Rollins as a new member of the Shield.
All right.
Make it happen.
In case you're wondering if they're neglecting the show, right now the top matches for SummerSlam include Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the championship, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt versus Jericho, and Stephanie versus Brie Bella. Another match originally under consideration was Daniel Bryan and Kane in a Buried Alive match, but that's dependent on Bryan being able to actually compete, which seems unlikely.
Again, this is all allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, the dirt sheets have been wrong so many times and they always cover their own asses.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Take us home, Marcus Shadow.
Alrighty then. Anybody else have anything? Richter, Mole? No?
I believe Richter had a poem.
No.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess that will do it from us for this week. Thank you all for joining me on WXR, and thank all of our audience out there for listening. We hope you enjoyed this look back at this week in wrestling. And, we'll see you next week. Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Way past the